Yellowjackets, Season 2, Episode 2, we're back at it, man. Getting right into it. Holy shit, this season just said, what if we did things that are going to impact the entire future of this series? And this episode in particular was just like, guess what? You're all right. You all knew it. There's magic afoot. And maybe that's like the thing I'm not completely sold on yet for this season. You want to tell me there is this idea where these young women are stranded in this forest and they resort to more cannibalistic behavior. I'm all for that. This episode kind of hinted, explicitly said, there is magic afoot. Maybe, perhaps the forest is telling you something. I don't know how I feel about that. A lot of people this episode were kind of having more hallucinations than we normally see. Not just Shauna, not just Ty kind of going her route, but even Travis was looking at some other stuff. Lottie's been having her visions. Things are getting weird in this forest. Not sure how that's going to play out. Very strange. It feels like we were setting up there's something more going on here. Now we have officially confirmed something else is happening. So I guess let's just start with that. Let's talk about the stuff that happened in the past this episode. It's finally time after a few months we have to get rid of Jackie's body. Shauna's kind of going crazy. She is literally like tearing off chunks of flesh and she is putting the makeup on the body. It's getting weird. Braiding hair, having a vision of her friend. It's creepy and disturbing and makes me very uncomfortable because I'm like, oh boy, that's gross. They're doing that. It's getting weird. We have a little confrontation earlier on in the episode. Somebody took a shit in our piss bucket. Uh-oh. What's going to happen there? Who knows? Creepy. Was it Missy? I think they said it was Misty, but I don't know if it was like confirmed it was her. Either way, not looking good for anybody. Things are getting intense. Some factions are going to be divided. Crystal, again, is Misty's friend. I think something's going to happen to Crystal, and then Misty's going to be like, I hate it here, everyone's mean to me. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. That's kind of where it's going. Ty is also having more of like her sleepwalks, and she almost like walks off the side of a cliff that's in the middle of this forest until Van saves her. Cool. Send something up there, and that does play into everything going on with Ty. She is having some serious issues in the present day. Visioning her son is with her. Calls her wife. They come to pick up the son. The son's not there. Turns out the son was never at her house, and she's been hallucinating him there. And they get into a huge car crash before they can go pick up their son. Terrifying. That's messed up. Again, our budget is so much bigger this season. It's unbelievable how much more money we are pumping into this season. It's just like the sets are looking bigger crashes. You know, first season, we saw that Shauna was getting into a fender bender. Ty gets into a full-on car crash. And I'm like, cool. Money's going somewhere great. I love to see that. But in the past, things are getting weirder. We see that Nat is trying to convince Travis that his brother is gone. We still don't know where Javi is. He's still somewhere we don't know. He could be anywhere. We have no confirmation on his body or his whereabouts. But what happens is that Nat steals clothing from his suitcase, cuts her own leg to fake that there was blood on it. And then when her and Travis are like in the middle of the woods trying to find something to hunt, she pretends she found it to convince him that he is gone, that there's nothing to hold on to, which connects back to this whole idea of this episode of letting go. We have to let go of these things that are holding us here, find a new way to live. Kind of an interesting thing. And what I really like about this is that it's clearly setting up a bigger tension for Nat, that she is on the opposite side of everything Lottie is doing. I really like that because it works really well for her character, that she is very opposed to everything Lottie's doing, not buying any of this hokey religious shit. She seems like the one person that we've met so far who isn't giving into any of this until like the very end, which is like the one thing she does. And there's only one person that doesn't like give into that urge. But it's like Ty and Van kind of playing with, maybe there's some more magical stuff going on. Ty's a little more anti-Lottie too. And I guess like the characters that we see alive in the present day, like Nat and Ty and Shauna, are the ones who are kind of anti-Lottie and what Lottie has done. But Travis is kind of connected to everything Lottie's doing too, because we learn a little bit more about like what happened to him in the present day and what led to his death when he was trying to bring himself to the edge of extinction and have like a weird vision of something. Because when Ty is walking around in the cold, she sees like this well-dressed person in a suit. And then I guess that connects to like some more, I hope it's not like some satanic, demonistic thing. I don't know. That seems a little too on the nose. But then again, we do some Sam Raimi stuff in here. So maybe going that route isn't the worst thing that could happen. Oh, we got to get to it. I'm going all over the place because this was a very good episode. And so strong and cool. But Travis is in the present day, maybe going down this route where he's going to die. And what Lottie tells Nat is that she was there when he died and he killed himself because like he hooked himself up to a crane. It kept rising into the air. It could be evil forces were killing him from finding the truth, or Lottie set it up to kill him because he could expose what she was doing. I think it's that one. I'm still convinced Lottie's the bad guy. Nothing has changed my mind about that. I think that's what's going to come up. And Nat's like, okay, so I'm supposed to believe you literally were standing next to him while he died and you couldn't do anything to save him. There was nothing you could have physically done to change the outcome of what happened to him. Interesting. Nat is still staying at the cultish, weird retreat resort thing. We don't see what's going on really behind the scenes there, but we're kind of establishing like more people in this world, like the woman that Nat stabs in the hand. She might be, somebody who's been brainwashed by everything Lottie's talking about. I dig it. I like it. We're doing some good stuff there too. And that all kind of leads to the big moment of letting go in the past where Travis realizes he has to say goodbye to Javi. And we see that Shauna has to say goodbye to Jackie. We have a sacrificial fire. We put her body on a big old pile of wood, light it up. We're saying goodbye to Jackie. But what happens, folks? It's nighttime. This was insane. Insane. I was so surprised this is what happened. It's nighttime. We do the Evil Dead, like, whooping shot of, like, we're seeing, like, the evil going through the forest, breaking through, like, the window of the cabin. We do that in here. But instead of, like, the evil force pushing its way through the cabin, it hits, like, a top layer of snow off of the top of a tree and sends it falling down onto the fire. So it creates, like, a layer of, you could say like foil or just something that you use to cover something to help boil or like burn or season or some stupid shit. The thing that it is burning. It's essentially a layer of thick snow that is heavy and frosted enough to keep everything burning in, and we cook Jackie's body. We burn her clothes, they're gone. What's left is the charred corpse of Jackie. And it smells delicious. And every one of the people inside that cabin are smelling it like, this smells fantastic. What's cooking? It's Jackie. And we do it. We end this episode with almost every single person still alive, ripping off chunks of Jackie's flesh, and they eat her. They eat Jackie. Shauna's like, she wanted us to do it. It's a sign. Let's eat her. Wow. We get cannibalism, which was clearly coming. But the evil force pushing the snow down, I wasn't expecting that to be the case. I thought I was going to be like, they're deranged and they're loony and they're eating it. But then again, Misty does have those like mushrooms that she could use to get everybody tripped up. Maybe that's going to lead further into their insanity. It's getting weird. People are getting desperate. But one person doesn't eat it, the coach. Which makes me think, oh, we're eating him next. He's missing a leg. He is very anti everything going on. He's clearly the person that is the most pissed off. I wouldn't be surprised if he survived, but I do think we're going to eat him next. I think we're either going to have something happen to him and somebody like Lottie or Shauna is going to make a very inactive decision to, well, we can't save him. Let's kill him and eat his body. Or he's going to make the sacrifice to kill himself so they eat him. Or they're going to go against Misty and they're going to eat her friend Crystal when she gets killed or something. I think that's what's going to happen. And that's going to like give a further divide with everything Misty is doing. I think that's going to be the case, but weird way to end the stuff in the past. In the present, like I said, Ty is going through her stuff. She's in a car crash. We see that Shauna is spending more time with her daughter. Like one of the Kevin, who is the officer from the first season that had like a fling with Nat for a minute, comes to talk about the fender bender person, but also the person she had the affair with. And, you know, he's like, well, we could see the text messages, so there's something there. But, you know, her daughter comes into her defense just to continue building up the lie. And you like that. This episode is very Callie focused too, which is kind of interesting. We see that she breaks up with her boyfriend at the beginning, and she goes to a bar with her friend, and she meets like an older guy and starts hitting on him a little bit. But what she doesn't know, and we learn, is that this guy is working on the case with Kevin in order to figure out what happened to Adam. And I think that's really cool. Now, doing stuff with Callie makes a lot of sense. Like, that character is a clear divide of generation between everybody. Because even in the past, when we're seeing like the old generation, when they're in the 90s, they are acting like kids of the 90s. But having a voice that is fully a teenager of this generation works well. Or is she older? The guy clearly looks like he was older, but she was senior year of a certain school. Does that mean she's 18 or 20 or something? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Something's going to happen to her. I think she's going to kill the cop. And she's going to have to ask her mom for help in covering the tracks of what happened there. It makes sense, wouldn't it? That seems like something that would happen. But Shauna's getting good at lying. She's all happy. Everybody is better off for it. We're all doing fantastic. It's great stuff. But Misty is getting secret messages from somebody in the nursing home she's working at. We finally get to see Elijah Wood in person. He's bringing his elderly mother into like this care center, and we know that he's the one that she is messaging on like the message boards about what happened to Adam. And there's a secret note that is left for her in the break room, and she reads it, and it's from, what was his name? Putting the Sick in Forensics, which is a great name, great title. And, we're building up to some tension there. You know, like citizen detectives out on patrol, about to do something crazy. I like it. We are establishing a lot more characters, building it up in bigger ways. We're getting the mystical forces where everyone's having hallucinations. The present day stuff is getting more chaotic. The world is crumbling around them. It's no longer just, I'm having an affair. I'm losing my mind. There's a bigger mystery at play. Nothing is really connecting. The world's going to fall apart in front of us. What do we do except accept our fate? The world's falling apart. It's very enticing and cool and makes for some great stuff. We're doing great stuff. That is what Yellowjackets has been doing, and this episode really proved it's either going to be the breaking point where the story is either going to get too convoluted, too in over its head and demonic, or more mystery, scary horror stuff. Hopefully, it's just cannibal people being weird. But hey, I'm all for it. Love this show. That's going to do it for this episode and this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.